Have you ever stopped to marvel at the jaw-dropping knowledge and wisdom of the ancients? How can it be that the ancients knew so much with such limited technology? The answers to these questions may lie within the ancient philosophical tradition of their times, Hermeticism. The Kybalion is a summary of Hermetic philosophy which was published by the Yogi Publication Society in 1908. There are 7 seed truths contained in the Kybalion, and these principles explain what Hermetists describe as the art of mental transmutation. Sound like magic? We thought so too, but the Hermetic teachings in the Kybalion are actually very much scientific. By adopting and mastering the Kybalion principles, we can tap into the divine power of the universe. In today's video, we're going to be tapping into some of that power. We will be fully discussing the Kybalion, its 7 principles, and what those principles mean for us normal folk today. What happens when 2 of the greatest cultures from the ancient world clash? Hermeticism, that's what. The beautiful result of the clash between ancient Egypt and Hellenistic Greece is a powerful school of thought that seeks to explain scientific, psychological, and otherworldly phenomena all at once. What makes Hermeticism so unique is its flexibility. There are no set rules when it comes to being a Hermeticist, as Hermeticism recognizes the value of individual experience. Hermes Trismegistos is viewed as the father of Hermeticism. However, he is thought to have been a blend of several powerful ancient characters. Among them include the Hellenistic god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. That said, it is worth noting that some scholars do hold that he was a real person. Regardless of his precise identity, he has come to symbolize magic, mysticism, interconnectedness, and alchemy. However, many who live according to the Hermetic principles consider Hermes Trismegistos' real identity unimportant. They instead choose to focus on the Hermetic teachings themselves and on their surprising applicability to modern times. Here's what each of the 7 principles is about. The 7 Hermetic principles in the Kybalion. Remember the movie The Matrix? It presented the idea of a code that controls the appearance of everything. Using the Kybalion, the 3 initiates try to shed more light on the way the universe functions behind the curtain. Number 1. The principle of mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. The first principle is key to understanding the meaning of the Kybalion and how it works. This principle states that the universe is similar to a mental projection. This means that the underlying reality of the universe is mental. In other words, we are all literally living in a mental construct similar to the fabric of the Matrix. Here is the premise. If the universe is mental in its nature, then learning the art of mental transmutation gives you the ability to influence your reality. For anything to be, a thought must precede it, very similar to Manifestation 101. Quantum physics teaches that our entire universe is a product of both our conscious and subconscious mind, our thoughts and emotions. In this principle, it is believed that God is consciousness or thought, and the universe is a manifestation of the mind of God. How to apply it? Consider the initial thought that led you to watch this video on whatever device you're on, or even the thought that is most influencing your mood right now. Almost all of our thoughts manifest every day, whether internally as a physiological or emotional state, or externally as the things we do or places we go. We see that when we can control our mind, we control our lives. We can get better at this through spiritual practices such as meditation, which help us train the mind. Number 2. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. We've all heard this quote before. It comes from the belief that the life we create is a reflection of the image we hold in our mind. Maybe you never knew it was Hermes who first coined it as well. The essential takeaway from this law is that we can figure out the invisible by studying the visible. Dominating thoughts, the ones we give the most energy to, manifest in our lives, and our thoughts become our reality. How to apply it? Applying this law is all about understanding your connection to the world around you. How are you showing up for yourself through your thoughts, and subsequently your actions? When we have a firm grasp on how we're interacting with life and how it's affecting us, we can recognize and break patterns, be in alignment with our highest good, and feel harmonious in relation to everything. Number 3. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Yes, believe it or not, the idea of vibes has been around a long time. The principle of vibration states that all things, both physical matter and spiritual energy, hold a certain vibration. Basic science tells us atoms are in constant motion, as is the universe itself. Even our hearts, as they beat, they give off different vibrations depending on our emotional state. In Hermetic philosophy, the same thing happens with our thoughts and ideas. The vibrations that are caused by our thoughts determine what we attract into our lives. How to apply it? This might be difficult or easy depending on who you are. But to apply this third principle, you want to not only do things, but think thoughts that allow you to be in a state of ease. The goal is to get your body to vibrate at a more positive level. Applying the first two principles can help you start. You might be noticing all of these principles are deeply interwoven. With this principle, we acknowledge that we have the power to control our vibration rather than our vibration controlling us. Number 4. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This principle sets to explain that opposite things are actually one and the same at varying degrees. A simple example of this is hot and cold. Cold is just the absence of heat. Both aren't different, instead they are just changes in degree. Up and down also aren't categorically different. The more up you are, the less down you are. Physical matter and spiritual energy are the same thing, with spiritual energy vibrating at a much higher level, such that it can't be perceived by our senses. Love and hate are two ways of experiencing the same thing, a relationship towards something. Even extreme opposites are categorically the same. This is the foundation of alchemy, or the ability to transmute your experiences at will. How to apply it? In order to apply this principle, you need a degree of mental stamina. This is because it involves shifting the way you look at something completely in your head. Take the hate you may feel for someone. Is there any way you can shift it to feelings of love, for example? Anytime a lower vibrational emotion is bringing you down, can you recognize it, feel it, and transmute it to a more positive one? Number 5. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows, out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Closely related to the principle of polarity, the 5th principle states that between the opposing poles, there exists an inherent rhythm. The tides move in and out. We inhale and exhale. Everything is in motion. Nature has its seasons, and so too do we. Understanding this principle allows us to recognize our lives' rhythm, so we can actually work with them rather than having them working against us. Some days you feel like nothing can stop you, but the next day you might not even want to get out of bed. What happened? The principle of rhythm. The pendulum swings. Life isn't constant. It's always changing and moving up and down. Understanding this is very powerful because it gives you a key insight into the future. No matter where you are, whether it's good or bad, things will change. This principle applies to everyone, and like all the other Hermetic principles, once you know what to look for, you can start to see it everywhere. How to apply it? If you go deeper into working of this law, you'll be able to work with your own emotional states to avoid a dramatic pendulum swing of feelings. Know that nothing lasts forever, and things are ever changing. It is thought that the master will eventually be able to completely transcend duality. But if you're just getting started, try becoming more aware of your emotional state, and using polarity and rhythm to start getting more comfortable with the natural fluxes of your life. Number 6. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Everything is connected through the principle of cause and effect. For each cause of one thing is merely the effect of something else, and the process repeats itself. This principle is all about acknowledging the effects of our thoughts and behavior, and how we can change them to bring about greater effects. A very large part of getting what you want in life is knowing that nothing ever happens by accident. Instead of feeling like a pawn in the game of life, With this principle in unison with its predecessors, you can influence the outcome of the game. So ask yourself, are you a cause or are you an effect? How to apply it? When something doesn't go as planned, find out what the root cause was. Many times, we find ourselves reacting to the world around us, trapped in a back and forth of reacting to our circumstances rather than forging our own path. When we take action to get the effect we want, we move from feeling like a victim to feeling empowered. Before we find out the last principle, if you've enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Number 7. The principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. The 7th principle states that all things have masculine and feminine qualities, an important aspect of duality. Surprised? Well, the two sexes can be thought of as a physical manifestation of this principle. But as we're all coming to understand, on an internal level, all of us hold both energies. Masculine and feminine energy exists in not only the physical plane, but the mental and spiritual plane as well. The unity of these two energies is essential for creation, and when one has a balance of both, they're better able to apply all of the principles together for maximum benefit. How to apply it? Accept all the parts of yourself, and understand that balance in all is key for self-mastery. Buddha called this the middle way, and it's all about the balance of masculine and feminine, and of the mind, body, and spirit. When we can achieve this balance within ourselves, we're well equipped to harness all of these principles and use them in our lives for good. At first, the 7 hermetic principles in the Kybalion may seem individual and separate from each other. However, they're all building blocks that, when taken together, develop into a formula. By learning to apply these principles to how you think, you can use your mind to control your reality. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. If you've enjoyed today's video, let us know by clicking the like button. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.